Surprise. Who's on time? Me. Happy Friday, everybody. How you doing? It's so great to see you all here. My gosh. All First Kingdom, Nora, Echo, Rockabit J. I heard you were getting a nickname, RJ, this morning. It was good to be with you guys this morning in Tammy's devotional stream. That was a special treat. I need a drink water. My name is Deanna, and I'm typically streaming out of Humboldt County about Humboldt County, and I still am. But I've also taken on this new thing of learning this study and streaming it along with you guys so you could see just how ignorant I am. But that's okay. You know what? This is where we're at. And I feel like we're so behind because there's so much to learn, and every time seems like we take a step forward, it's like, oh my gosh, 100 steps back, right? But got to just keep going, right? Just keep swimming, and run the race, finish the fight well, finish good. Don't lay down and die. Things can look pretty grim sometimes, but to me, I need my foundations. I have the Word of God, and that's my spiritual foundation. And this right now is helping me learn about my country's foundation. And so it's very important. So I'm super glad you're all here. Oh my gosh, I got my name on there. Okay, well, yep, that is my name. Don't wear it out. I don't know why that's on there. Let me show display names. I have a different name. It's usually Humboldt D. For the Constitution one, why not? We'll go with that. Okay, so let me show you what I've got going for you who's following along. If you aren't able to get this kit for yourself, I have done a bunch of work yesterday and uploaded quite a few things. Even for today, you'll be able to follow along with, I uploaded a little extra yesterday. So let's look at it here on the standuphumboldt.news page. If you go to the homepage, you will find me streaming there. You don't have to look around for all these channels. I'm streaming live on the homepage whenever I'm streaming because I'm on Twitch. Okay, so here's your proof positive. That was stupid, but it was funny. And then let's see, so the homepage is where the live stream is. And then you go to all the way on the right tab, the Constitution. Click on the arrow, a drop down comes up. You go to the Constitution study. Click on that. And you'll see this picture. This is the same picture I'm using every time, so it's consistent. I'd love to change it up and do different memes. I love me some memes, but we are winning this war with memes anyways. And so if you click on either one of these, it'll take you to the National Center for Constitutional Studies. It'll take you right to this kit. I got mine in 4 days. It was amazing. I love it. They're not making any money. Either one of them will take you to it. And but otherwise, we're just following along with some of the things here. And we have the binder here. I've got the first and the second page uploaded. So that's actually for, are we doing 12 through 16 today? Yeah, we are. So we're doing 12 through 16 today, maybe, if I can get through that much. Let's see, how long have I been gone? 4 minutes. Hey, Benjamin, good. Right on. Listening is good. Thanks for checking in. I listen often and don't check in. They call that lurking, but I'm okay with it. I don't, they just changed the name of something. Just a quick segue. I'm getting right back to our study. Microsoft Outlook has an incredible internal social media program called Yammer. And we've enjoyed it a lot. Our crew loves it. It's a lot like Facebook, but it's for your internal. So there's all kinds of groups. They get to do the GIFs, it's fun. They love it. And we use it for a lot of things. Well, they just changed it to something stupid called Viva Engage. Because, Yammer, when you hear Yammer, first of all, you think it's not a word. You got to look it up. And then you just think of yammering. And so, of course, they wanted something more positive. So it's Viva Engage. So, so dumb. But, Microsoft Outlook for you. I'm not an Apple user. We're Microsoft in this house. Sorry to say. I wish I was Apple. Be better. Okay, so anyway, just wanted to show you. Okay, great, honey. Good. That we have these resources here for you to follow along and even do ahead. But we're going to begin right away here. I'm trying to get down my rambling so I don't even have to edit and I can just have these uploaded. Sometimes I get off, but so we're on number 12. And if we go back up to number 1, we'll see. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 3 through 16. Yeah, that's what I thought because we're in the big book. It will tell you where your answers are going to be. Okay, so we're in the big book. Those pages are uploaded. This is the 5,000-year leap. That's not the book we're in right now. I've changed some of that a little bit so it's easier to read. Oh, that was the 13 pages that we're doing right now. See this show more? Be careful. Make sure that you don't miss that. I am sharing, right? Okay. Be careful that you don't miss that because, it goes up to page 11, but we're actually going through to page 12. So you click show more. That's there. Okay. And then I'll upload some more this weekend, but I also was able to get this elementary catechism book up and the first page of questions probably shouldn't be on a scrolly. I'll have to change that. I thought if there was only 2, it wouldn't be, but you can see I'm trying to organize it. It's a lot of information and I'm just trying to do it so you guys can follow along and learn. And here is where the live streams are. Now the first 4 are on BitChute. So, but you just click on the links and they'll take you right to it. I can't embed them. They only accept YouTube or Vimeo. Vimeo hates me, so I can't use Vimeo. So, but this is how they'll be. So they'll be numbered and the links will be there. I'm not going to do a picture and a link for every video. It's just too much work. This is the easiest thing to do. But I should link this binder picture to, I'm going to keep it on Hilltop Workshops. We're going to stream on Stand Up too, just for fun, but I'm deleting immediately afterwards because I'm just wanting to preserve the channel. Hello, Bonnie. Good to see you and good to have you. Okay, so let's go and let's start. Now let's see where we at here. 8 minutes. 8 minutes, not bad. I'm getting better. So we're going to question. We are on question. We're on the second page of the binder, question number 12. And we're going to see how far we get through. I try to keep these anywhere from, 15 to 25 minutes. That's it. I don't want to go more than 25 minutes. My last one was 20 minutes. It was perfect. It was good. So it is getting better with all of that. So I just wanted you to be able to see that you could follow along, and let me drop this link so you have it. And I should have did that in the beginning, but yeah, if you're just watching and learning and taking it in, that's great too. That's excellent. That's more than I could have hoped for. I thought I'd be talking to myself. So woohoo. Yoo-hoo. Let's go look at number 12. It says, even before the ink was dry on America's founding documents, foreigners realized that the American system was the hope of the world. Who were some of these foreigners and how did they express their enthusiasm for America? It tells us in this super hard question binder study, the answers on page 8 and 9. So I'm going to read page 8 and 9 with you. and just really look for it. But I think I already answered this, excuse me, at the last study, because I can see, we had the all caps, but that wasn't the foreigners. That's right. We're answering for the foreigners. So does anybody want to answer that? And also, let me drop the link if anybody wants to come up and do the study with me, or if you want to answer it. There you go. And let me read through the other ones and then I'll come back to it, okay? 13. What was the occasion of Samuel Langdon's 1788 speech before the Massachusetts legislature? What advice did he give about electing people to public office? That's on page 9 and 10. It's so easy to follow along with this study. 14. In what ways did the Founding Fathers differ from each other? How then do we explain the remarkable unanimity in fundamental beliefs? 10 and 11. 15. What do you think the founders would say today, more than 200 years later, about how well we have preserved the system they gave to us? This course is designed to help each participant experience the thrill of walking down the freedom trail which the founders already blazed. Are you ready? 16. Among all the other things America exports to foreign lands today, what should be our greatest export of all? I know. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say the answer because that would be rude. Give someone else a chance here. I can tend to suck all the oxygen out of the room. Me. I want attention. I'm not trying to get attention. I'm just big personality, it's just, you could be a big personality too. Be louder. Then I wouldn't stand out so much, Okay, so even if before the ink was dry on America's founding documents, foreigners realized that the American system was the hope of the world. Who were some of these foreigners and how did they express their enthusiasm for America? Let's see, on page 8 and 9. Oh, look, the very, very beginning of it's almost the same. Even before the American Commonwealth of Freedom had been established, even before the ink was dry. So let's look. Let's see. Page 8. Let me show you. Page 8 is here. And let's read it from here. Not this one. Yeah, this is it. This is 8. Okay. So remember, I was reading you. I didn't have the visual for you on the last study. I apologize. But I was like all caps because Thomas Jefferson had said, we owe every other sacrifice to ourselves, to our federal brethren, and to the world at large. So they were starting to feel the weight of this new government system they were putting into place, the possibilities of it being beyond just the homeland here. It says here, people of all classes and all nationalities were beginning to anticipate great possibilities in the future development of something new and exciting in America. America seemed to breathe a spirit of hope into the minds of the restless and oppressed people in Europe. It had such a stimulating effect on the English that before long, 1 out of every 4 Englishmen was living in America. There was even mention in some circles that the capital of the British Empire should be moved to America. Probably no European saw greater hope for humanity in the American experiment than the French judge and political writer Alexis de Tocqueville, who had spent nearly 2 years in the United States. After the French, this is the foreigner, okay? After the French, their early sessions, wait, do I got the wrong page? I do got the wrong page, darn it. 9 and 10 are out of order. Are I missing 9? Poo-poo. Uh-oh. D messed up. Let me read you 9 since I obviously omitted it and I didn't double check my work. Here we go. After the French Revolution of 1848, he urged his fellow countrymen to look to America if they wanted to find the formula for the best government on earth. He said, for 60 years, the American people have increased in opulence and consider it well. It is found to have been during that period not only the most prosperous, but the most stable of all the nations of the earth. That's quite a statement. Where else could we find greater causes of hope, he goes on, or more instructive lessons? Let us look to America, not in order to make a servile copy of the institutions that she has established, but to gain a clearer view of the polity that will be the best for us. The laws of the French Republic may be, and ought to be in many cases, different from those which govern the United States, but the principles on which the American constitutions rest, those principles of order, of the balance of powers, of true liberty, of deep and sincere respect for right, are indispensable to all republics. As the leaders of other countries studied the principles of the United States Constitution, there was widespread acclaim for this upward leap in good government and sound economics. The great leader in Parliament, another foreigner, okay, so the other one was Alexis de Tocqueville, remember? Now this is William Pitt. He exclaimed, "It will be the wonder and admiration of all future generations and the model of all future constitutions." The Prime Minister of England, William E. Gladstone, later said, "It is the greatest piece of work ever struck off at a given time by the brain and purpose of man." The first Prime Minister of Canada, you guys. Just kidding, Canada. Canada, Sir John A. Macdonald said, "I think and believe that it is one of the most perfect organizations that ever governed a free people." Can we get an amen for free people? There's your foreigner's answer, okay? Let's look at number 12. Let me make sure we covered that well. Those were 4 quotes they gave us. I'm pretty sure that was the answer. It's a pretty simple study, right? Who were some of the foreigners and how did they express their enthusiasm for America? They were enthusiastic, weren't they? Okay, 13. What was the occasion of Samuel Langdon's 1788 speech before the Massachusetts legislature? What advice did he give about electing people to public office? Ooh, let's go see. Let's go see. Found it, page 10. Okay, go to 10. Which will be easy because I skipped 9. Okay. So here we see his name, Samuel Langdon, before the Massachusetts legislature in 1788. How easy! If this was how college was, I mean, I could have got through it a lot easier. On the people, therefore, of these United States, it depends whether wise men or fools, good or bad men, shall govern. Therefore, I will now lift up my voice and cry aloud to the people. From year to year, be careful in the choice of your representatives and the higher powers, offices of government. Fix your eyes upon men of good understanding and known honesty, men of knowledge, improved by experience, men who fear God and hate covetousness, who love truth and righteousness, and sincerely wish for the public welfare. Let not men openly irreligious and immoral become your legislators. If the legislative body are corrupt, you will soon have bad men for counselors, corrupt judges, unqualified justices, and offices in every department who will dishonor their stations. Never give countenance to turbulent men who wish to distinguish themselves and rise to power by forming combinations and exciting insurrections against government. I call upon you also to support schools in your towns. It is a debt you owe to your children. Ooh. I think that was the answer to number 13. Samuel Langdon ripped into that pretty good, didn't he? What was the occasion? No, that wasn't the answer. We got to do what was the occasion he gave that speech? I skipped that part. Why was he there? Dang it. I got to find it in the page I left out on you. It was customary in some of the early state legislators to have powerful spokesmen of the day come before the representatives of the people at one of their early sessions and remind them of the importance of the lawmaking process. That was actually the answer. You got it? Are you paying attention? Did anybody catch that? Ah, right on, Heather Joy. Good to see you. Welcome in. Okay, let's see. We are on question number 13, 14. 14. In what ways did the founding fathers differ from each other? How then do we explain the remarkable unanimity in fundamental beliefs? You say that once. Okay, you say it once. Unanimity. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Let's just read page 10. It looks like I'm seeing some quarreling and bickering, and that looks like that sounds about right. Sounds about right. Yes. Some quarreling and some bickering was going on here. American institutions founded on widespread basic beliefs. Widespread basic beliefs. Can we find some common ground in humanity with all religions, like not murder each other, raping, stealing, killing, this kind of thing? Would be kind of good, wouldn't it? One of the most amazing aspects of the American story is that while the nation's founders came from widely divergent backgrounds, true diversity here, their fundamental beliefs were virtually identical. They quarreled bitterly over the most practical plan of implementing those beliefs, but rarely, if ever, disputed about their final objectives or basic convictions. These men came from several different churches and some from no churches at all. They ranged in occupation from farmers to presidents of universities. Their social background included everything from wilderness pioneering to the aristocracy of landed estates. Their dialects included everything from the loquacious drawl of South Carolina to the clipped staccato of Yankee New England. Their economic origins included everything from frontier poverty to opulent wealth. Then, how do we explain the remarkable unanimity in fundamental beliefs? Perhaps the explanation will be found in the fact they were all remarkably well read and mostly from the same books. Although the level of their formal training varied from spasmodic doses of home tutoring to the rigorous regimen of Harvard's classical studies, the debates in the Constitutional Convention and the writings of the founders reflect a far broader knowledge of religious, political, historical, economic, and philosophical studies than would be found in any cross-section of American leaders today. That's the answer to that. Let's look at question 14 because I'll bet it's going to get into those guys. 14. In what ways did the founding... No, we already read 14. 15. What do you think the founders would say today? Oh, this is a toughie. I can't answer this myself, you guys. You're going to have to help out. Seriously. What do you think the founders would say today, more than 200 years later, about how well we have preserved the system they gave to us? I'm speechless myself. I don't want to take away anything good that, right, we haven't. I don't want to take away anything that people have been doing. Not all of us are guilty, but for the most part, we haven't. That's the answer. That's the sad, honest answer. Truth hurts. We need to do better. We're doing better now. We've come together. We've been trying like mad to find our remedies. There's lots of different ways to do it. There's lots of different groups to do it. But at this point, I have got to know my stuff before I fall prey to any group, no matter how good they look. They got the Jesus cross, they got the flag, they got the cat, whatever. I don't care. You need to know the truth. And sometimes the truth isn't what people want to hear. It starts with the sheriff. That's the truth. You know, how can you argue when people don't even want to acknowledge that we're things are, this is not the lawful way of things should be? And they're willing to defend character rather than their actions. That's where we're at. Characters are very good at playing the part, is the thing. Hi, Finding Kino. Good to see you, honey. You know, and I want to like people too, but I hate to be a skeptic. You know, I hate to be a skeptic, but let's see what these guys said about it. Let's see, because I have a feeling, thinking of Polybius, Cicero, Thomas Hooker, Sir Edward Coke, Baron Charles de Montesquieu, Sir William Blackstone, John Locke, and Adam Smith salt and peppered their writings and their conversations. This is page 11. I have this. I could show this to you. There they are, probably too. Yep. They were also careful students of the Bible, especially the Old Testament, and even though some were not active in any Christian denomination, the teachings of Jesus were held in universal respect and admiration by them. Well, there's a statement of the, decade for Humboldt County. I know a lot of people who are just like, oh, no, God is the reason, God is the reason every war and religion goes to war. No, corruption and greed is, not God. There's a vacuum in people. They want to know the truth. They want to, only the Holy Spirit can fill it. Test the spirits. By this you'll know them. If they can say Jesus is Lord, that's a good spirit. If you can't say Jesus is Lord, you might want to check yourself, because that's the only good spirit I know of. All the other spirits, not so good, but they're very good at deceiving. Satan comes as an angel of light. They being the enemy, and those that are not on our side, are very good at keeping things looking good on the outside. But these men knew things. Their readings included a broad perspective of Greek, Roman, Anglo-Saxon, European, and English history. Nothing is more remarkable about the early American leaders than this breadth of reading and depth of knowledge concerning the essential elements of sound nation building. That's why they were in the Old Testament all the time. Because, Moses was the judge and having to deal with all that stuff, and Deuteronomy and Judges and writing and setting up nations. They wanted to have a king. God said, I don't want you to have a king. Just let me rule. Oh, we want a human. Saul, he's really good looking and tall, and he's manly and all. God, we self-governing people. We have the ability to be free in Christ and free in America, and help other parts of the country be free, world be free. That's what was done here. This 5,000-year leap was saying, the possibility that we've been more technologically advanced than today is very great. I have books on it. I've studied about it before even the last couple of years. But what we have documented the last 5,000 years, this leap here in America, where these people were given the ability, particularly these men, were given the ability to study so much, to have the luxury of not being a slave or not being, in a war, right? They had the luxury of being able to really study and become so much of who God made them to be without distractions. Probably a lot of them played musical instruments too, and were incredible gardeners, and just had amazing private lives. Let's see, did we get the last question? Oh, yeah. Among all the things America exports to foreign lands today, what should be our greatest export of all? Page 12, it says. Now, don't forget, you got to click show more if it doesn't show it. Page 12. Yep, there's the answer right there. Do you see what I see? Excuse me. Freedom is America's greatest export. In the past 2 centuries, the American heritage has been subjected to a long list of experimental explorations into non-constitutional detours. Our consistent disappointment and fading expectations could be a valuable legacy of warning to the next generation. Could be, if we have one much. The immediate task, of course, is to learn about the Constitution ourselves. Most Americans of this generation must confess that they have never taken the time from their busy lives to pursue the founders' exciting historical pilgrimage in search of those ancient principles. Nevertheless, it is an amazing and gratifying adventure. It makes the student begin to recapture the original vision of the founders when they assured the world that these principles would provide their freedom, prosperity, and peace that mankind is seeking. In the immediate future, carefully trained Americans should commence exporting the founders' great success formula. The world is waiting for it. We are living in a fantastic age when scientists are developing the technology, and then they go on and on about the moon and stuff. But this was written in the 90s, and our friend Devil Dog told me it's the most comprehensive. Yes, it is, Jeffrey. Yes, it is. And good to see you. Study on the Constitution because, a lot of people do. I don't want to poo-poo on the Harvard thing, but that's the only other, or Hillsdale. It's Hillsdale, sorry. The Hillsdale College Constitution study. They start off talking about the Constitution, and then it's more about government. I want less swayed, more facts, what really happened, how did they really think, truth without the way what's going on with government. Because we all deserve the ability to just wrap our minds around, connect the dots in our own spaces of, the parts that we know are true versus what we see going on in the world with the criminal justice system. We all know what's going on at this point. So this isn't the show or the time to talk about it. It's time to end it. I'm on 32 minutes, and I'd rather not have to edit much, but people are starting to watch. And remember, you can find these on Rumble unedited, and the edited versions are on BitChute. And I'll show you here, BitChute. But mainly, all you really need to do is go to the Stand Up Humble page, because I've got them here for you. And all you have to do is click the links, because the first 4 are on Rumble, but now I'm starting to keep them on Hilltop Workshops. So they'll be on YouTube, and I'm just going to see how that rolls for a while. So the first 4 are on Rumble, and then I got to upload 5, 6, 7, and 8 still. But yeah. Oh, this is the 55-minute one. I didn't edit it. So I don't know. If I edited it, I'll put it up on BitChute. It's tough figuring out how to keep it all organized, but that's what the website's for, and that's going to make it easier. So love ya all. Thank you so much. Happy weekend to you. I pray you guys are all in good health and have the peace of God all over you. Don't be worrying too much about tomorrow. Matter of fact, you're not supposed to worry about tomorrow at all. I know that's right. Devil Dog, love ya. See you later, everybody.